Yeah, Tony, just trying to keep up with Mindy. She's got the leaderboard looking like a slot machine at this point, or a pinball machine.
Oh yes, lots happening here. That's amazing. Ramon and Mindy dominating here the leaderboards here. It's been amazing here. A lot of good response here from the community as well. And of course, we've got Ramon here on the SEC tonight. LSU here, so you can bring home another SEC winner as picking on these teams that are downtrodden here. Missouri on the road here facing LSU. Missouri laying 4, total 149.5.
Well, just take the Tigers. Back to you, Tony. Yep. Missouri on the road. They are. Looks like they're going to make it. That's a scare there, but it looks like they're in the tournament. They actually moved up a little bit from a lower seed, maybe into number 6 slot or so. We'll see, depending on any slip ups or what happens in the conference tournament. LSU, they're going to need to win that conference tournament. What has happened to LSU? They started 12-1. They've lost 15 of their last 16 games. They had that win over Vanderbilt 2 games back. That stopped the losing streak, then went right back and lost to Ole Miss 82-69 as a 4-point dog. So, man, LSU, rough season right now. They're 10-18-1 against the spread, 3-11-1 against the spread in their last 15 games. 5-13 against the spread at home, Tony. It's bad. 7-20 against the spread at home over the last 27, dating back to last season. They're also 1-7-1 against the spread against teams playing above 600 balls. So turnover issues have been a problem for LSU. They still have a little bit of defense in Baton Rouge when they're at home. That's kind of what they've been famous for in a way. But they're averaging less than 70 points on offense at home, despite, KJ Williams, pretty strong player. But Missouri won the first meeting 87-77. That ended up being a push, actually, but Missouri shot 60% in that one, 48% from three. The Missouri Tigers led by 18 points, and that one never trailed. So Missouri, they're 9-7 in conference, 21-8 overall. They defeated Georgia 85-63. It's a 3-point favorite last time out, shooting 58%. 50% from three, very similar to those numbers that they had against LSU in the first meeting. So maybe those could be down a little bit in this game, but laying a reasonable number here of 4 points. Missouri's won 4 out of their last 6 games, including that win at Tennessee. Remember, it was about 3 weeks ago now, but they won that game at Tennessee. They're also 3-0 against the spread as a road favorite, 17-7-1 against the spread against teams that are sub 500. That does date back a little bit, I believe, to last season, but they're averaging 80 points a game. Not great rebounding, but I don't think that's a problem against LSU. They got some pretty good players, Missouri, especially Kobe Brown, DeMoy Hodge, and maybe uh, Nick Honor, and pretty good lineup for Carter also. So Missouri -4 here, Tony, on the road against woeful LSU. They're not going anywhere this year. Missouri, they've got some things still to play for. Maybe they can improve their seeding. They can improve their position a little bit in the SEC tournament bracket as well. So I'm going to go back to back. I took it last night in the SEC road favorite. Let's do it again with Missouri here, laying 4 against LSU.
All right, Ramon here on Missouri laying 4 here against LSU, and of course, I don't know if I mean Missouri is 21 win teams, 9-7 in conference. I think they got to just have the mind frame that you got to win every game at this point. I don't think you can get that secured. Oh, we're in, we're in. I don't think that's the approach you really. I think you want to take. It's just so unpredictable with these conference tournaments. Also, too, when you get into deep in these conference tournaments and you get these bids these bid thieves that come in. So you have to be aware of that, because if you drop your next two games, you're 500. You get knocked out of the tournament before you know you're under 500 in the SEC. And sometimes these teams around the middle of the pack really don't get plucked into the tournament. So I think there's still a lot of pressure here on this Missouri team to finish strong. Of course, as you said, for LSU, yeah, they got that win against Vandy, but it's been pretty rough. It's been pretty bad. They gave up 56% shooting to the Tigers in that first meeting.
Yeah, and could it happen again, considering what Missouri just did, of course, against a Georgia team? And you mentioned it, Tony. It's not like Missouri, just because I say they've kind of edged up to a 6 seed. It's not like they could fall to a 12, 13, or 14. I mean, you really fall. You could only fall to like eighth or maybe ninth, and then you're done. I mean, that's the way the brackets are set up. Those major conference teams are going to end up with those higher seeds, and you got to fill in the bracket with the rest of the teams that qualify, including, like you said, some of those teams that might sneak in. So, it's true, Tony. Just because you're a 6 seed, doesn't necessarily mean at number 24 or wherever you're at in that you're 40 spots you could fall and still make it. No, you really only have the room to fall to maybe an 8 or a 9 seed, and if you fall out of that situation, you're not in the tournament. So my point being, they've actually moved up from probably about a number 9 or number 10 in the bracketology up to a number 6, close to a number 5. But yeah, if you slip up, especially in a game like this, that would hurt. Look, you don't want to. That's the other pressure in this game when you're a road favorite against a team that's not winning. Yeah, that's a pressure game a little bit. I'm going to expect Missouri to respond in a situation like this, in a game that they can and need to continue winning as part of their motivation for getting this covered tonight, because there'll be a little bit tougher games coming up here at the. I think there's one. I think we're on Saturday now for the end of the season. Yeah, Mizzou will close at home against Ole Miss, so probably could use 2 wins here rather than. And then you don't want to probably go one and done in the tournament, but a little bit safer if you can win these two. Missouri, they've lost just 3 out of their last 10 games or so. So in okay form, moving into the SEC tournament here next week.
Yeah, they have a win against Illinois in the non-conference. Probably their most impressive non-conference win. They got pounded by Kansas, but bit Kentucky to start the conference play there. Also wins against Arkansas, beat Iowa State in that challenge game, beat Tennessee. So from the looks of it, it does. But again, as I think it just went out. You got, of course, if you drop LSU, Ole Miss, then you're looking at some trouble here, because these are some bad teams to close out the regular season, especially if it's Ole Miss at home. You got a road game at LSU here. But Missouri laying 4 against LSU. This one here will have a start time of 9 Eastern time over on SEC Network. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at TonySpicks.com as we put the numbers up again here. Ramon has been on absolute fire here. 3,743 units of profit the last 30 days. Been on absolute fire, showing great profit the last 7 days. Yesterday, off another monster performance here. We've got NBA on the board, 9-game card. We've got lots of college hoops, lots of tournament action, conference tournament action as well from some of the smaller tournaments, schools, I should say. NHL as well on the board. We saw they move quick. I was wondering about that. They made the move last night for the Kings. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, a little bit bittersweet. Feel bad for Quickie, the way they shuffled him out of there. So it could be the end of the line for Jonathan Quick, because Columbus will look to pretty much stand pat with Brian Merzlikins. Still young enough. They're developing him still, so not sure Quick will. I don't know. Hey, the Kings are business people. I mean, I'm sure they don't, didn't want to do it, but I mean that's just the way the business end works, and they had to make this move. Sorry, Quick. His number will be in the rafters, Tony. I'm pretty sure. So they'll bring him back eventually for his moment, but It's cutthroat right now. There's no space in the NHL to
Well,
keep
when
some
you're a
of them on.
veteran, when you're 37 years old, and you see players coming up in hockey, and when you were young and you saw guys not performing, in the back of your mind, you thought that, well, the club should get rid of them. So I think when you're a veteran like that, you realize, hey, it's I wanted guys out when they were at the end of the line, and it's time for me. So I think that's how I look at it.
Yeah, well, Kane picked his destination. It looks like Quick had no choice, but that's a little bit different when you're talking about the goaltending. And I'll get on with the promotion here, but just feel bad a little bit for Quick. So, anyways, Tony, yeah, 5 pack tonight in college basketball is my featured pack. Could also probably come up with something a little later, but I'm focused on this 5 pack in college basketball for $30. Also, NHL got a 3 pack in the hockey tonight on that 6 game card. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Pick up a couple of my packages for tonight's action. We're going to continue that roll. NBA, just one final check of the injury report before I finalize tonight's card, and it's a good one. With those 9 games tonight, I'll have at least a 3 pack up at Tony'sPicks.com for the action tonight. Why not pick up a 7 day package here? Let's roll through the weekend and some of this conference tournament action this weekend in the smaller conferences, as well as a big college basketball card, big UFC card this week. Everyone's fired up about this one. And also, we'll have action in the NBA and also NHL as well. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, pick up one of these packages. You mentioned it, Tony. Just trying to keep up with the Mindies at this point. Just really unprecedented. Her run on something. I've looked around. I'm not sure there's anybody doing what Mindy's doing, and well, I'm on her tail. So
Yeah.
quite frankly, and just see yesterday, you see one, two, three.
You'd be on the top of
Mindy,
most leaderboards on these legit sites like ours, not
yeah, yeah.
the bogus fake record sites, but the legit sites like ours. You'd be on the top of the leaderboard in many of those.
Yeah, and those sites I respect. They do it the right way. You know which ones they are. We're not going to, call them out, shout them out, anything like that. I think those are the ones that people can trust. When you bring in the handicappers on these multi-capper sites, different from the site.
Oh, we might have lost Ramon there. But anyway, I'll let you guys know what he has going on. As we'll put the numbers up for Ramon again. He's sitting at 3,743 units of profit last 3 days. That is all documented over at Tony's Picks. Ramon is in here. That might be my end, I think. It might be my end having some stream issues here. But anyway, we'll continue here with the broadcast. Ramon right now over at the site. And we did lose some connection here. So it may be out here on our end. I lost but anyway, I'll keep rolling with the show. Keep rolling here with Ramon's content. As I might have had some internet issues on my end. I think I'm seeing some no connections on some of my Wi-Fi. But anyway, if you can hear me, I don't think so. But anyway, get on board for Ramon Scott. You see the numbers: 3,743 units of profit over the last 30 days. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Ramon right now with NHL 3-pack on the board. Profit guarantee. Must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. Also, Ramon in here with a 5-pack here. We'll get that up for you right now. A 5-pack here from Ramon from College Hoops is up on the board. So get on board. Of course, that is also profit guarantee. Must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. And instead of buying all these plays individually, what you may consider doing is getting that 1 month all sports pass here from Ramon. Get all of Ramon's premium plays here for 30 days. That would include all of his NBA. That includes all his NHL, as well as college basketball. There's a lot of coverage here with the college basketball, because what you're going to get there on that with Ramon on that 30-day pass is you'll get all of his premium plays here from college basketball. That will take you all the way down to the Elite Eight here of the NCAA tournament. When the NCAA tournament gets down to just 4 teams, that's the coverage you have here with that 30-day all sports pass. So we'll go ahead and get on board with Ramon. You use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save.
We're back.
You're back, and Ramon is back. So let everybody know what you have up there right now over at Tony's Picks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tony. We'll start maybe a little bit again from the top. Looks like we're back on it. Didn't have to restart the stream or anything. So, yeah, I got a 5 pack going tonight in college basketball, and I'm looking for more. I'm on the hunt right now looking for more because of the way Mindy and I are going right now. Also got 3 pack in the NHL tonight. That I really like. So we're going to hit this card a little bit hard, checking the injuries in the NBA before we finalize that card. Everything's getting a little bit frisky right now with the injury situation in the National Basketball Association. So just need a little bit of time there to finalize. Keep these winners coming. Quite frankly, it's not easy, folks. Mindy's making it look easy, Tony, but you talked about it before we had that little hiccup about my numbers carry over as well any of these sites. And I was about to say, so the sites that invite the multi-handicappers where all the cappers are individual, mostly contractors that come in, sell on the sites. They're all kind of responsible to one another. So no one can cook the books at these sites unless there was, kind of like the old conspiracy theories in sports, like the whole 22 guys in the football field and the 7 officials and everybody else has conspired to, make that ball fumble out of bounds the 1 yard line. No, you can't do it. You can't put one over on your contemporaries, if you will, the people you are up against. You're not competing with these handicappers. If everyone does well, the sales go up. Mindy and I are seeing, ironically, increased sales the hotter we get. I wonder why that is. So why not join the people who are joining our subscriptions? Yeah, we have our show with those free picks. We come on, give the free picks here, but really our premium picks are the ones that we sell on the site, and they can be relatively inexpensive for if you could just get those longer term passes. And right now, I mean, Mindy's up already, making almost a regular income on just $100 plays for the average American, if you will, over the last 2 months with her numbers through February, almost 6 dimes. So you might be wagering a little more when someone gets hot like that. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off my package, Mindy's package, whoever you want to subscribe to, or why not choose a 2-for-1 capper promotion? This is the best time for me to promote it because you can hook me up with the internet's hottest handicapper, Mindy Hahn, my co-host of the morning's team. So proud of what she's doing right now because this is not easy. You can ask any of the handicappers on these sites. You got to put in the plays well before the game starts. You got to pick off the best lines in the world. We don't make up the lines when we go in there, Tony. We're given a live betting platform almost where we have to look at the static lines in there, what the lines are exactly in there. I always talk about the steam, the line move. Yeah, sure, I chase the steam sometimes. But when I do that, I'm already costing myself a point or two if I like that steam and my numbers jive with that. So it's tough, just like picking a sports book. But right now, Mindy Hahn and I making it look easy for some reason. That's not, talking trash. That's just the facts. If you look at those numbers over at Tony'sPicks.com. So appreciate you, Tony, and for highlighting us and sticking with us because it's all paying off right now. The streak's kind of, you know, gone past the, yeah, sure. Everybody can have a long, elongated streak. A little bit will come back to you for sure, but no fluke when you're out of the gate 6 dimes and, 4 dimes right out of the gate over the first 2 months. 2 months of the year are already gone by, and the winning is still continuing. So hope it keeps going into March Madness. It's March 1st. That's exciting. We'll see who comes out on top in the NCAA tournament.
That's right. Get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. You see the promo code TonyT at checkout will save you 20% off. So get on board with Ramon Scott right now over at Tony's Picks. You see the office right now with that college basketball play up here. These plays up here from Ramon Scott right now. He's in action here with college basketball Wednesday night. 3-pack is up on the board right now, so go ahead and get on board with that. Or as well, you have the long-term passes, as we've talked about before, 3, 7, or $30 sports pass. Remember that 30-day all sports pass will get you all the way down to the Elite Eight when the tournament, NCAA tournament, whittles down to just 4 teams. All right, Ramon. We also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. We can find that morning Steam show archived after today's show. And of course, we can find more of you over on the Discord.
Yeah, not even the internet or the YouTube can stop us at this point, Tony. Yeah, pick up my social media play of the day today. It's coming to you in the game between Rio Grande Valley and Cal Baptist. So pick that one up. Log on to Twitter at Tony's Picks Ramon. You got another free winner waiting for you over there. Also, check out my embedded videos here on the Tony'sPicks.com site. I got my sponsor video up today. And that's going to come to you in the game between Long Island and Merrimack. 2 teams that have been going in opposite directions for weeks. But what's going to happen when that big 16-point spread comes into play in the Northeast tournament today? A little tidbit for you in the Northeast tournament, kicking off play today. Favorites of 3 points or more in the Northeast tournament in any, whether it's the first round, second round, semifinals, or finals. Teams that get 3 points or more over the last 8 seasons in that tournament are 24-12 against the spread. So maybe to look to some big underdogs in that one. Maybe not my game. I don't know. I won't give it away. I'll watch the video, though, at Tony'sPicks.com. And also my leaderboard video where it's more me talking about Mindy pretty much. That one's up also on the Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel and here at Tony's Picks right there. You see, oh, I'm wearing the same shirt. How awkward is that? This game is the Southern Indiana. The Screaming Eagles going up against Edwardsville tonight. They're playing that game in a neutral site for their tournament. So another free winner for you in addition to all of Tony's NBA and college basketball videos that you can get on the YouTube channel. Plenty of free winners. But when you're ready to take that next step and get in with Mindy and I over the last 30 days, you see it there, nearly 7,500 units of profit. And for the year, nearly it's 9,000 units of profit, Tony. I don't want to say it. I mean, a lot of people have their careers or whatever. You don't need a job if we could do that all year. You could just hang out with us and watch the show every day. Go out and get your coffee. Come back. Hang out with us on YouTube. Go out to the pool. Pick up the kids. You can just have a leisurely day just knowing that you're rolling with those numbers over there at Tony'sPicks.com. Look at those yearly numbers so far. Hey, throw in Nick. We don't want to slide our other cappers. Tony, Nick's up almost 2,500 units as well. And if you carry it out a little bit, he has a little less volume. So he's doing practically just as well as Mindy and I, and Nick's been doing it a long time as well. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Join us in that Discord. We got something special going in there as well. I'm trying to formulate what I want to do myself in there to differentiate myself from the crowd, but everybody's got such great contributions. It's not about me or Mindy. It's about the conversation sometimes between the chat. We get to our show, Tony, and there's already like 20 or 25 messages waiting for us. They're not for us. They're all talking amongst themselves over there. So that's when you know you got something pretty good going there. Mindy and I are just, the hosts, and those chat members are kind of the stars as the show has evolved into, yes, Mindy and I give our picks, get input from the chat, but getting your pick on the screen, and us talking about how hot you are, that's kind of the theme of the show. And we didn't know it was going to go there, but that's what happened. And it's been pretty popular. We're getting almost about 100 live views max every day. That's pretty good after 6 or 7 months. And the YouTube channel still continues to grow. Tony, when we joined you for that show, of course, we've been with you over a year, but when we joined you with that show back at the start of football season, I believe you had 33 or 34,000 subscribers, now approaching, I believe, 38,000 subscribers. So we're adding, between 500 to 700 per month, and those usually grow kind of exponentially and should get more. So join us for the show Saturdays through Thursdays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, 8 Mindy time for the morning steam. We preview NBA, NHL, and select college games each day.
That's right, guys. Check it out here. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when Mindy and Ramon are live, you're live with them. Get the plays in real time. Of course, conversation continues in the Discord. Click the link in the chat box there in our show chat room, and you'll be able to get in there. A lot of great contributions here from our community with picks, a lot of information. Of course, player props. Many are looking for those. Find them in our Discord. All right, Ramon, it's always great having you on the show. There's been a pretty good conversation. I'll let you chime in on it between this Vanderbilt and Kentucky game. I know Blake threw it out there. A lot of people going back and forth. Any thoughts on that, or is that a part of your card?
No, it's not. I know that we got some handicappers on it. I won't divulge too much, I guess, but I would tend to. I prefer the over in the game, maybe rather than taking the points. Those would be the two directions that I'm looking here. Maybe at 10 points might be just a bit. Much. Maybe Vanderbilt can sneak in the money this time. You look at hey, look, love Toshibwe, Tony, and I don't know if this is the matchup that you can see it happen, but he does have some. He's going to have to worry if he wants to go in the NBA next year. He's going to find himself not in position, as we saw some of these talented players that have worked there. Maybe with the right club, he could be an immediate starter, but he has liabilities defensively for certain right now. He almost gets confused sometimes. He makes up for it, sure, on the college level with his strong game, but I think that when you get to the pro level right now, as much as we've liked to see Toshibwe and his development, especially over the last two seasons, I'm not sure that defensively he's ready for the NBA. There's going to be no choice. He's on his way. But we'll see. Remember what happened? Kentucky last year, they got kind of the same thing, right, Tony? They weren't great. They started to play pretty well to the end, and then fizzled out of the NCAA tournament right away. So we'll see if what they're doing can last. So I'll lean. I'm on the over. I'm on the over here. A show play morning. Steam lean, whatever.
Steam
I'm
Lean.
on the over.
There you go.
Yeah,
Steam Lean
I'm on
there
the
on the
over.
over. I didn't look at this game too much. Vanderbilt's a team I don't have a lot of success with. I was successful going against them in that opening game against Memphis. And I think that's the only time I touched them. That loss at LSU. Some of their road performances against some of the top tier teams in the SEC has me concerned about backing Vanderbilt in this game again. But then again, you got to ask yourself, what is Kentucky? Is Kentucky a top tier team in the SEC? Are they a middle of the ranked team? As you said, they seem to have two profiles: one early in conference play and one late.
Yeah, well, and Vanderbilt, they usually are getting just enough points in a lot of those games, Tony. They end up, well on the short end, but 8-3 against the spread on the road. So that's why I would probably prefer taking the points here if looking to get involved with a side. Vanderbilt has been more of a consistent cover, I would think, this season. So, but you just look at some of these numbers on. They're also 8-3 to the over on the road, and 11 and Kentucky 16-7 to the over as a favorite. So I would think that maybe some points are in store. Like I said, I don't know if you could see it with Toshibwe necessarily against a Vandy team that is not having a awesome season. They're doing okay, but he could get lost out there sometimes a little bit. I think he's a bit of a liability. Maybe, like I said, college level, you can make up for it with the offense, especially when you're surrounded by blue chip talent like Kentucky has. But I hope he can. I hope he can improve because I think right now might be a little think he's going to be a big deal. I'm not so sure just yet. You see some of the guys in the NBA this season with some defensive liability. Banchero's got a lot to learn, but makes up with it with a little bit of hustle and heart. And I'm not sure. Oscar's there yet, but we'll see.
And we'll see indeed. All right, Ramon. It's always great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thank you, Tony.
Got Ramon Scott here.